The first muscle we're going to talk about is the deltoid. The deltoid originates on the lateral third of the clavicle, runs across the acromion, and then across the spine of the scapula. The deltoid inserts on the deltoid tuberosity about right here on the lateral humerus. We can palpate this movement with resisted abduction and adduction. Also, this muscle is this muscle right here. Next, we have the teres major. The teres major originates on the inferior third of the lateral border of the scapula, about right here. The insertion of the teres major is the deltoid tuberosity, once again, on the humerus. We can palpate this muscle with resisted internal rotation. Next, we have the infraspinatus. Infraspinatus originates on the posterior side of the scapula, and it inserts on the intertubercular groove of the humerus. We can palpate this muscle with resisted external rotation. Next, we have the teres minor. The teres minor originates on the lateral posterior border of the scapula, and it inserts again on the greater tubercle of the humerus on the posterior side, so more posteriorly than laterally on the humerus. We can palpate this muscle with resisted external rotation. The teres major, we can palpate the teres major with internal rotation and the opposite with teres minor and external rotation. Next, we have the latissimus dorsi. The latissimus dorsi, or the lat, originates on the posterior ilium, sacrum, lumbar, and bottom 6 thoracic vertebrae. And it inserts on the intertubercular groove of the humerus on both sides. So this muscle is shaped more like a wedge shape right down to the sacrum. We can palpate movement of this muscle with flexion and resisted adduction. So, let's see, you gotta go out. And flex forward, raise your arms. Right here, we can see the muscle. Last, we have the pectoralis major. The pectoralis major originates on the medial half of the anterior surface of the clavicle and this top first 6 ribs in the sternum. So the origin runs right through here. The insertion of the pectoralis major is the intertubercular groove of the humerus. We can palpate movement in this muscle with flexion and adduction.